Hello, everyone, and welcome to another talk. We're going to begin a new month here and have some new tunes and things. So, just to start out with, talk a little bit about that, some of the plans here for all that. So, we're going to, I think, feature a few tunes. I'm thinking about, maybe a blues tune, kind of a swing tune, and a Latin tune. So I had a suggestion on a Latin tune from one of the members here. So appreciate that, and I think I need to develop a lead sheet on that. I'm not familiar with the tune yet, so we'll work all that out. Might be a little noisy in here today. Working some things in between some lessons. So start out, do a little playing here, just kind of improvising, and then we'll get into our regular talk here. So. Okay, so today we're talking about Days of Wine and Roses, going over the form and all that. So a couple things think about. Want to find out what key we're in. So a couple ways to accomplish that. Just orally, thinking about where it kind of gravitates, right? So we have. So I want to think about, okay, where does that land, right? So that's going to be our tonic chord, our tonic note here, F, right? And then when we think about F, we want to think about the notes in F to start us out with that. And as you do this might be, extremely automatic, extremely quick. Depending on how long or often you've been working with music. So let's talk a little bit about that and some of the notes and the chords here. Okay. All right, so a real simple, easy way to do it. Try a F major scale. And in addition to that, think a little bit. So I'll give some preview to some things that we'll be discussing with this. Also think about the relative minor a little bit. So think about the relative minor, and you might think about some different types of minor scales that might come up with that as well. So maybe a harmonic minor scale, and this goes with any song. So take a moment to just kind of get used to some of those things. Maybe a melodic minor, or maybe not even, maybe like a Lydian dominant type sound, maybe on a few things like maybe this chord, for example, E flat. Now that one does kind of come up in this scale. So just a couple things to just kind of explore there is maybe think about some scales or closely related sort of things. All right. All right. Now, if we're looking more at sheet music, I'm going to take a look and say, okay, get a key signature is 1 flat. So that's usually going to tell us that we're in either F major or D minor. So we can see this tune as we kind of just take a general overview of it. We start on F, so that's a clue. That doesn't give a definitive idea of the key area, but gives us an idea that maybe. And then back out of this. Take a look at the last chord. Okay, so that's F. Now that's not always the tonic note, but oftentimes it is. And then you take a general look on where things are moving and where things are progressing, which is what we're going to do. All right. And then get a sense for what's maybe the history on the tune, who wrote it. Was it part of another piece of work? Was it part of entertainment or stage entertainment or play or something like that, or movie? So all those things are things to just kind of explore. We're going to kind of keep on topic, but those are just some things to just generally check out the composer, research that, some of the general history, who played it. Okay, so Henry Mancini wrote a lot of important work. Okay, so just taking note of all that. Medium ballad or medium up, could do it as a Latin too. So let's dive into the analysis. Okay, so we've established that we're in F. So we say, okay, F is going to be the one chord, E flat 7. So just kind of by the numbers, when you this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Take chords, just find some basic chords, F major, G minor, just kind of in the key of F, just kind of generally walk up. Okay. And then that will give you an idea. And we can number all those. All right, so E flat, we don't have an E flat in our key, but so we'll call this a flat 7 because we have an E, so we'll call this flat 7. Okay, and then A minor, it's going to be the 3. and then the D7. I'm going to call this a 5 of 2, though it's the 6 chord, but it's functioning as a 5 of 2, and actually this is gonna, the 3 is kind of functioning as a 2 as well. Okay, 2 5, going to the 2 chord, okay, and then we have that flat 7 again. We'll get into that a little bit. So we have the 1 chord, E flat, so flat 7, and then A minor, or you can go straight to this the 5 chord. Okay, and then that's the 5 of the 2, and then here we go to the flat 7. All right, you might even spend time working on 8 bars at a time to just get comfortable with that. Let's check out this E flat a little deeper here. So we have the E flat 7. If we compare that to an A7, let's say sharp 5, or kind of altered scale. Altered scale, A altered dominant, and then looking at the E flat, there's that melodic minor. So actually all the same notes, just different perspective on those. So that's an important thing to just kind of think about, the tritone relationship between those 2 chords, and how the A7, could be, it wouldn't be that far of a reach to say, oh, like 5 of 6, which would be pretty common. But 5 of 5 of the 2. Okay, so there's some perspectives on that. Okay, so let's look at a few more measures here. All right, so we have the 3 chord, the 6 chord, the 2 chord. Continue with the 2 chord. All right, and then we're gonna have a 7, 3, we're going to talk about this a little bit, 6, 2, it's major, and then, or dominant, and then a 2, 5. Okay, so you can have this sort of embedded, or kind of, if you put the magnifying glass in there, so to speak, and get in there and look a little deeper at these given moments. We see this E minor 7 flat 5 to A7. That has a 2 5 kind of relationship going to the 6. So say D minor, relative minor, 2 5 1 in D minor. Okay, and then the D minor is going to have kind of a dual thing happening. So that can be a 2 5. Should probably use different colors here, but 2 5 and C. Okay, and then a 2 5 and F. Okay, so we get this kind of chain of 2 5s happening. So we get E minor 7 flat 5 to A7, so that's a 2 5 and D minor, and then D minor, a 2 5 C, and then a 2 5 in F. Okay. So if we string that along. So we have the A minor, 1, 2, go to G minor, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so that's that kind of the movement of all that. Now the second half of the tune, and this is from this lead sheet is from the standards real book. The form is labeled as A B. Okay, but you could also think of this as A B A C. Okay, because these next 8 bars are really the same changes as the first 8 bars. Okay. So now moving in, let's move into the. Well, let's maybe just play those a little bit. So F to E flat. Okay, so those are all kind of familiar to us. Okay. Now the last 8, they start out pretty similar to what measures 9. Measure 9 from there, but here we have the 3 chord to the 6. Okay, and we get this little bass movement. Here we get to the sharp 4, and then to the 7. I'll notice the chord qualities here. So we have a minor 7 flat 5 to a dominant 7 flat 9. So that's oftentimes a minor 2/5 or 2/5 to minor. It can also go to major at times, of course, and then but we do go to minor. We go to the 3 chord. Okay, so we can call that a 5 of 3. Okay, and then we get 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Okay, that's circle of fifths there. It's actually even back to the B. That's all circle of fifths. B to the E. I'm just calling out root notes to the A to the D to the G to the C to the F. All right, so there we have the end of the tune. Now, when you get to the end of the tune and it ends there, you can create maybe some sort of turnaround. So maybe F to the 6, 2 to the 5, and kind of start it all over again from there. All right, so I'm gonna check in and make sure I don't have any questions. So just a little detail on everything. So I've been making this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with this whole thing, but I've been making this available as a podcast, audio only podcast, and but it's also available as a video on the member area in YouTube. So youtube.com/FretPrince, and you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing on my website, fretprince.com. All right, so let's do maybe a little playing on it. Listen for some of those functions and everything as we play through. Okay, so this is a tune that that is, I would say, very important in their overall scheme of things. So I highly recommend spending some time working on those functions. So working on the analysis of the harmony, because if you work at that, then it's going to be more clear what is happening, and also to be able to maybe play it in a different key, if especially if you're working with a singer or something like that, and also just playing it in different keys too can really help the understanding of how everything kind of works together, and how it functions, kind of the functionality of all the chords, secondary dominants, and different things like that. All right, everybody. So a couple voicings using today. Just gonna go over that. F major 9, E flat 9. Can add a 14 to that. Sharp 14 rather. Dominant 7 with a flat 9. G minor. You can also play up here. Also play that. I think I played around with kind of this voicing. E flat up here in 10th position. A sharp 11 or a natural 5. A minor. Okay, G minor 7, and then kind of getting that bass movement happening by playing an inversion of G minor there. Third inversion, E minor. Here you go. Play a diminished chord, E diminished, or go over to the A7, maybe place a flat 9 on that. D minor. Could play a G13 at some point. Okay, G9. Okay, C13 or C9. I don't think I actually use this one, but it's a nice chord. F major 7. I think that covers, if maybe all of them, but B minor 7 flat 5 up here, E7 flat 9. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers at least a lot of the voicings I was using there. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for checking out this video, podcast, and all that, and I will see you all in the next one.